The state of the culture. What's the current state of the culture? Just recently, at the beginning of the week, Biden had his second State of the Union. We got the Super Bowl tomorrow, man. Hip hop in a crazy space. Listening to Jay Prince talk crazy about Offset when Offset didn't even have nothing to say about him publicly is wild to me. We shooting balloons at the air. We worried about a whole bunch of dumb stuff and the sun is breaking apart. The state of the culture. Let's get to it, man.
The Trevor Jackson Podcast.
I ain't gonna be here for a long time tonight, but I'm gonna be here for a good time. So, at the beginning of the year, all these platforms they release their list and try to get people in a frenzy. Top five this, top 50 that, top 10 this, top whatever, whatever, whatever. So it was a list that was released that was different to me because I ain't used to seeing this. I ain't used to seeing the top performers of the Super Bowl. So they released the list, the Super Bowl people or whatever. Who hold on, let me get NBCSports.com released the list ranking the Super Bowl performances. Trip me out. When I think of Super Bowl performances, off top, I'm gonna give y'all my top three before I break down their list or whatever. Prince, Purple Rain in the Rain. Crazy. Made it rain at the Super Bowl. Michael Jackson. And I don't know if Whitney ever got a halftime performance, but that national anthem blow everything out the water. But they ranked the 15 best Super Bowl halftime shows in the history. So I'm gonna read them to y'all. 15, Justin Timberlake. That was 2018. That wasn't the one where he pulled out Janet's titty. That was her. That was her performance individually. The Rolling Stones, number 14. Number 13, Lady Gaga. Let me just skip to 10. We ain't got time for all that. 10, Bruno Mars. That was a dope one. That was a dope one. That was in New York. Uh, Number 9, The Weekend. Mm. It was big or whatever though, but it was real. You know what I'm saying? It was real edgy a little bit, little crazy. 8, U2. 7, Madonna. 6, Katy Perry. 5, Janet Jackson. That's one of the most memorable ones of all time. That Janet Jackson performance because everybody knows the breast popped out or whatever, and that's when Tom Brady won his second championship. That was a good one right there. So we're getting into the five now. Now I don't know how number four, the Dre, Snoop Dogg, Eminem. I don't know if that should be number four, man. Just cause it's hip hop or whatever. It happened then. That was last year. You know what I'm saying? They ranking it high already. Number three, Beyonce and Destiny Child in 2013. Whew, that's high too though, but that was a dope performance. So two is Michael Jackson and one is Prince. I was right in that aspect. Them was the biggest of all time, for real. So that list was alright. It was alright, but it's crazy that we got all these lists out here right now, man. List on this and list on that, keeping us away from what we really need to be thinking about. And that's celebrating black and educating ourselves to become better on a daily basis, man. So since we're in the performance conversation or whatever, I want to talk about the Grammys for a minute and what I noticed that during the Grammys. Like last week I had just skimmed through it so we could have a conversation or whatever though, but throughout the week this week I sat down and watched some of the performances and just some of the things, man, and it's a lot of homosexual stuff going on in the world. Like it's crazy to me. And seeing the man that came out in the devil suit, Sam Smith, that's his name, I think. I might not be accurate in that because I don't know all those performers. I don't even listen to half their music, so I really can't have no attachment to it or no feelings about it. But just people watching it, I wonder if it's just me or does everyone see it? Or is my chakras is the only ones open? And you know what I mean? Is my ego go through the roof and I'm the only one seeing this? Do y'all see the satanic messaging and the promotion that it's okay to be whatever you want to be? You can be gay. You can be non-binary. You don't have to be a woman or a man. You can be this. You can be that. And then what tripped me out is like as of recently, it was a young lady. I learned about this through the Star Report. I check it out from time to time. But it was a young lady that came out and said she was Aaliyah and R. Kelly's daughter. And they was roasting her for saying that. You know what I'm saying? She's a dark skinned girl, so they're like, she looked nothing like Aaliyah. She's not pretty. She's not this. She's not that. But in the media, y'all, if it's with y'all going with y'all agenda, it's okay. It's okay to be gay. It's okay to be a tranny. But you crazy when you say that you somebody else's daughter. Come on now. You know what I'm saying? Should they allow that? Just if y'all allow people to say and be and do anything that they want to be, then y'all got to say it's okay that she thinks that she's Aaliyah and R. Kelly's daughter. I know I'm starting off with a wild perspective right now, though, but it's just how I view the world, man, and the things that I see. And to end off the Grammy conversation, what is Jay Z's like? Why is he always mocking Jesus? Do he really got something against him, or do he not believe, or he think we or individuals that believe in Jesus are fools or something because that representation of the Last Supper? I can't even go down the line of the list of things of the times that he's mocked Jesus, even with his name, Hove. You know what I mean? Jesus with yay and all of that, man. It's just that I would love to have a conversation with him and ask why. And why do other people that's in his circle contribute and support what he's doing when he does do that? It's just something that I'm interested in, man. And I'm gonna get to another list right quick, and we're gonna further the discussion, man. We got some things to talk about, man. I know y'all see the title, "The State of the Culture." I gotta talk about that State of the Union and how I felt about some of the things that Biden was saying, man. For real. So Billboard and Vibe, they released a list of top 50 rappers of all time. Y'all know it's the beginning of the year. People release those lists back to back to back. So I'm gonna go to 10. I'm going straight to 10. I'm not even going to hold up. There it is. I'm not even gonna go down the line of 50 because we're gonna get mad too quick and I'm gonna have to turn it off. So 10, Nicki Minaj. 9, Snoop Dogg. 8, Drake. 7, Lil Wayne. 6, The Notorious Big. 5, Eminem. 4, Tupac. 3, Nas. 2, Kendrick, and 1, Jay Z. And I was listening to a lot of people as of recently say Jay Z can't be number one. He ain't number one. But I know I just said what about him mocking Jesus and all of that and what he did at the Grammys. But if you think about rap and lyrics and stuff and bars and setting the standard and creating the standard, he got to be number one, man. If you in supportive of what he do and the hip hop culture or whatever, he's number one. He He has obliterated everybody in the stratosphere of hip hop, just like Jordan. I know LeBron just broke the record for the most points scored, but that's meaningless to me. Some people will call him the GOAT now because he did that or whatever, but Michael Jordan is way ahead of LeBron. He's way out the stratosphere. Like Jay-Z is way out the stratosphere of any other rapper. Ain't nobody even close. People was putting Tupac up there. I seen 50, 60-year-old men talk about Tupac. And that makes me think weird of y'all. Like y'all still relating to a man that was no older than 25, who was reckless with his words and was like aggressive and crazy. Like it really wasn't no knowledge in Tupac music. And some people think that I'm capped by saying that, but it wasn't though. He was aware, but he wasn't making anybody knowledgeable of nothing that they didn't already know. For real. That's just my opinion about it as a grown man. So this list is crazy though, because they got Kendrick 2, then Nas 3. I don't agree with that. I would put Nas 2. I have to put Nas 2, but because of the longevity and the body of work, I have to. Favorite for me, Nas is one favorite, but best two. At number 3, I would put Lil Wayne. Body of work, years, I gotta put Lil Wayne. Lil Wayne is number 3, hands down. The features, the run, Lil Wayne been in it 3 decades, man. On the real. 3 decades, just as long as Hove and Nas. So he's 3. Jay Z, Nas, Wayne. 4, Drake. Got to put Drake in there for his efforts. 5, I'm gonna name 3 and put them all in the same category. And y'all gonna say it's blasphemy because y'all might not be a fan of the one individual I'm gonna name, but the 3, I'm gonna put them. I'm gonna put them all 3 of them at 5. Nah, I'm gonna put one at 5. I'm gonna put LL Cool J at 5 over Big and Pop. They discography ain't long enough to me. I can't put them in there, man. The time has been gone for a long time, man. It's been gone for a long time, but they some dope rappers and dope individuals, but I can't put them in my top 5 no more. I just can't do it. Real talk. But that list that they put out, man, they put Nicki Minaj at 10 when to me personally, Lauryn Hill deserves to be. If I'm gonna put any female in the list, period, I know they did that on purpose, then I'm gonna put Lauryn Hill in there. Off top. Off tiggity. I gotta put her in there. But man, I ain't gonna continue on with the list, man. We're gonna get straight into the educational topics and straight into the conversation. So I was listening to one of my audio books recently, and David Banner was on there talking. He was being interviewed by a young man, and they was talking about health and food consumption, and they was talking about capitalism with food and all of that type of stuff. And when I listened to it, it really had me. It struck interest in me because I want my people to be aware of some of the same things, and I want them to be knowledgeable of the same things, especially if some youthful individuals are listening to this episode.
Are lactose intolerant. Like, why is the government so disconnected from African Americans on health issues?
I don't think the government is just disconnected with Africans. I think most of the stuff that's pushed to Americans in general is unhealthy. One of the hardest things that it took for me to realize is that most of the stuff outside of math and science is a lie. It's just not true. You know, our idea about consuming meat, consuming dairy, the healthier that I became, when I engaged more and more into a naturopathic life, I started noticing that most of the things that they push towards us in a lot of cases is to actually make us sick, because there's no profit in healing people. The profit comes in continuing to uh, keep people in the hospitals and keep them needing surgery and different processes to just keep the finances rolling. So for me, yes, it's always usually worse for our community, because we have been the base of this country for a very long time. I always tell my constituents that America wasn't built for us; it was built on top of us. So I believe we, as descendants of Africans, are flawed in our thinking that they would ever do anything to keep us healthy.
Oh man. Give David Banner some hand claps for that discussion, because I think it's more than food. I think that we don't search the root of who we are as people, and we don't even know who we are as people, and we adopt the American lifestyle, and it's killing us. It's killing us. But we don't care because we happy. We happy to adopt the lifestyle. We happy to inherit the Caucasian way. They the leaders over here, and we are just adopting their lifestyle, even though they're not from here also. But when stuff is being promoted as nutritious on the internet or online or on commercials when you watch television, milk does a body good. Drink more water. What kind of water you drinking? Um, the food chart, meat, bread, fruits at the bottom, sugar, and all of that, man. It's just not right. But why would they promote that eating death is good for you? So you can get sick, and then we can feed you pharmaceuticals, big pharma. Some people already know this, but at the end of the day, I just want my people that's watching my show to understand, man, that we gotta become more knowledgeable and take care of ourselves, and read and research the root of the foods and the things that we need to survive. Like, I was watching C-SPAN, and they was talking about a piece of the sun broke off. I know y'all don't want to hear about this or talk about this, but a piece of the sun broke off, right? We melanated people. That's our power source. That's what we plug into. But some of us don't know that. Some of us don't know that we need to eat more fruits and vegetables and stay away from dairy. Just like on that episode when I was listening to that, it says 75% of black people are lactose intolerant, don't supposed to drink milk, but we do it anyway. And I don't even know for what reasons, because it doesn't taste good. But I'm gonna switch the topic and get into something else that has me intrigued, because I know a lot of people who listen to my episodes, they're homeowners, they're business owners, they are managers at jobs, supervisors, people that have high positions at work. And I was looking at invest.com, investing.com, and it said these chain stores are closing a lot of its locations in 2023. So when I did the episode with Judge Joe Brown 3 weeks ago, me and him discussed why Amazon released 18,000 people from their company. But they're not the only company that's cutting back. We're living in a recession right now and they're not being told. So I just want to make my people aware that be careful with your finances, make smart decisions with your finances, because you don't know when a storm coming, or you don't know how the storm gonna come. So when I was looking at investing.com, y'all can go research this yourself. It said CVS 200 branches are closing nationwide. Dunkin' Donuts closing 800 stores. AMC movie theater to be determined. Starbucks 400 stores. AT&T 320 stores. Bed Bath & Beyond 43 stores. Branches, that's what they call them. Walgreens 200 branches. Target 13 branches. H&M 215 branches. Best Buy 20 branches. Hold up. GNC 900 branches. Bath and Body Works 50 branches. I'm gonna keep going too. Pet Value 358 branches. The Gap 136 branches. Victoria's Secret 50 branches. So what my concern is about that is that that's probably 3,000 branches totaled up. If they all employing 100 people, that's 300,000 people without a job. Come on now. What are these people gonna do when they ain't getting no money? Come on now. Be careful, man, because it's real out here in these streets, man. But I'm gonna take a break in the podcast and play my song of the week, one of my records of the week, and we're gonna get back into the discussion, man. But when we come back, we're gonna talk about that State of the Union. Real spill.
Yeah, Young Hefe Homes. Whipping up bricks, whipping up bricks. Whipping up bricks, whipping up bricks. I just left the chop up in my new whip. Ayy, about to take a pickup in my new chip. Ayy, whipping up bricks, whipping up bricks. Whipping up bricks, whipping up bricks. I'm a real nigga, I do real shit. Ayy, she got a fake booty, but she a real bitch. Ayy, no plug, no high, ball just like a Cavalier. And Doe just came home, told my boy back, get in here. Only game I play, who wanna be a millionaire? The way I blow through these M's, I know I'm gon' be a billionaire. Her nigga said I was broke, I laugh like ha ha ha. But that shit had to be a joke, I'm richer than your pop. It's 100 up in that box, I'ma make like 10 a pop. I can show you how to do this shit, come join my seminar. Oh, I think they like, I think they like me. Heard you on the franchise, boy, yeah, bitch, I got them white teeth. Took a bitch to get a tank, cause she talked to me nicely. Had to rock my Gucci man, cause she say I'm so wise.
Shout out to Shy Glizzy, man. His new album is fire. On the channel, I reviewed the album. And man, since we was taking a conversation to DC, I wanted to play a little bit of Shy Glizzy, man. Real spill, man. But what I noticed on this State of the Union when I was watching it is that they announced that the first black Speaker of the House, Hakeem Jeffries, will be replacing Nancy Pelosi. And also, Biden said that Nancy Pelosi will be known as the greatest Speaker of the House of all time. But when I thought about Hakeem Jeffries being the Speaker of the House, I thought about, what if another administration come in there and he speaks for the House? Will they make it a hard time for him? Will they make his job hard? Because they already asking him crazy questions by him being black. Like, these positions of power and stuff, I know change is upon us, and we may have a Latina president here soon. We may have a homosexual president, but it seemed like they making black the first black everything, to say we gave y'all opportunity. Now we put y'all in position. It's up to y'all to win. So when I first researched this man, after I looked at the State of the Union and Biden announced them, what came up was already something disrespectful.
Yeah, transformational policing, as defined by the George Floyd Justice and Policing Act, which I think is urgently necessary, includes several different provisions. Overall, it involves trying to change the mindset of policing from a warrior mentality that exists among some to a guardian mentality. The problem is that when you have a warrior mentality that clearly exists among some, then you tend to view certain communities, communities of color, Black communities, Latino communities, low-income communities of every race, including in rural America and in Appalachia and in small-town America, as enemy combatants when you have a warrior mentality. And as a result of that, you see things like a knee to someone's neck for 8 minutes and 46 seconds. People getting shot in the back. Young boys like Tamir Rice being killed instantaneously while playing in a park. Breonna Taylor killed while sleeping because a no-knock warrant was erroneously executed. That's a warrior mentality.
You know what? America will never change. It will always have a warrior mentality. But what I don't like when I first seen him talking and stuff is that they asking him about Black specific situations. When this is America, he is the Speaker of the House for America. He don't have to talk about specifically Black things. And when he did speak, I like that he spoke from the root of the problem. The root of the problem is that America has the police and stuff has a I'm against these people are not us. I'm against these people. These people are different from who we are when we're all the same at the end of the day. But when you look at things from the root, the police was created to protect the slave owners, not the slaves, to capture the slaves. And it's still going that way so they can make a profit off of it. It's just that that's not being mentioned. But if the police want to change, like he was saying, they got to stop have a warrior mentality. They got to stop being against the people and be for the people. And when they do that, then the country will be in a better place. For real, it won't be no shootings and killings and all that type of stuff, though, man. But something that I heard that really caught my attention too, that is piggybacking off of the David Banner conversation that Joe Biden was talking about, is this.
Security. You know, we pay more for prescription drugs than any nation in the world. Let me say it again. We pay more for prescription drugs than any major nation on earth. For example, 1 in 10 Americans has diabetes. Many of you in this chamber do, and in the audience. But every day, millions need insulin to control their diabetes so they can literally stay alive. Insulin's been around for over 100 years. The guy who invented it didn't even patent it because he wanted it to be available for everyone. It cost the drug companies roughly $10 a vial to make that insulin. Packaging it all, you may get up to $13. But Big Pharma has been unfairly charging people hundreds of dollars, $400 to $500 a month, making record profits. Not anymore. Not anymore.
To me, the price really don't got nothing to do with it. Ain't nothing wrong with capitalism. But the people need to educate themselves on where they at and why it's the way it is. Big Pharma can charge what they want to. That's not the problem. The root is the problem. You got to change the people's thought process about health, because living over here, everybody has little China. The Indians have their own spot. Little Mexico. Everybody has their own spot, and they bring their culture's way of life with them, except us. We inherit the way of life. And then we get the diseases and we have to pay that high price bill that big pharma is charging. So we got to make ourselves aware of what we're doing and what we're consuming and be more knowledgeable, man, and come together more, be more unified as black folks, man, so we can educate ourselves. That's just my opinion. So I watched the whole State of the Union, and real talk, Biden didn't say much. This is his second one. He sound fluent. I don't know what they shot him up with allegedly to get him so hyped up, but he was hyped up. He wasn't stuttering. He wasn't Sleepy Joe, as Donald Trump used to call him. Man, people would tell me like, Trail, why are these of your concern? Why is what Biden talking about of your concern? You don't have no kids, and you're an older man that's already established. It's of my concern because I always want to know where we're going, where we're at. I like knowing history, current topics. I like being educated on everything, man. And I want to know about the laws. I want to know more about where I'm living at. I don't want to get into a situation and be blind to it. For real. Because every state you go to is different. So you got to be prepared, man. You got to read books. You got to look at the State of the Union. You got to listen to some educational stuff, man, more than you entertain yourself.
11. He saved lives. It's time we do the same. Ban assault weapons now. Ban them now. Once and for all. I led the fight to do that in 1994. And in 10 years, that ban was law and mass shootings went down. After we let it expire in the Republican administration, mass shootings tripled. Let's finish the job and ban these assault weapons. And let's also come together on immigration. Make it a bipartisan issue once again. We now have a record number of personnel working to secure the border, arresting 8,000 human smugglers, seizing over 23,000 pounds of fentanyl in just the last several months. We've launched a new border plan last month. Unlawful migration from Cuba, Haiti, Nicaragua, and Venezuela has come down 97% as a consequence of that. But American border problems won't be fixed until Congress acts. If we don't pass my comprehensive immigration reform, at least pass my plan to provide the equipment and officers to secure the border.
I agree with him about that, about taking assault rifles and stuff off the street. I agree that we got to take control of the borders so we can lessen the fentanyl problem. But I don't think it'll happen, especially not while he's in office. I think he might can do something about it and slow it down or something, but I don't think it'll happen. I don't think you can get the assault weapons off the street. I don't like knowing that a young man got a Draco or a AK and he can just take my whole family life away from us easily with a $250 gun that he can purchase off the street. I don't like that. But those guns are in the street for a reason. They're accessible for a reason. And you'll have these people who hunt and have rifles and stuff and say, "You're not taking my rifle." You ain't taking my rifle and all of that. But man, real talk, to preserve lives, we got to take those guns off the street. But that ain't what people are interested in. They're not interested in preserving lives and seeing the world flourish and be better and people living long, healthy lives, man. We ain't into that. And that fentanyl, man, it's a statistic out there that is killing 70,000 Americans a year. That's a hell of a lot of people, man. That's a hell of a lot of people. And we just accepting that? That's wild, man. But I'm going to play another one of my records of the week, man. Something for y'all to vibe out to while y'all riding or chilling, man. And next weekend, we got Nia G on the podcast. We're doing the sit down, the in-house episode. It's not going to be a virtual episode. And I appreciate her for coming on, man. I really do. She got a lot to talk about. I hope y'all going to be tapped in for that episode. But I'm going to play one of my records. We're going to get to one more topic, and then I'm going to get up off this thing, man. Hope y'all having a blessed day, though. Real spill.
They ballin' MJG, 1999. Still can't be nobody with me. After all this time. Even if you go somewhere else, still can't be nothing. Can't be nobody but yourself. Never forget that. You'll prosper. Yeah. It ain't no change in me, no matter what you claim to see. I can only aim to be MJG. The thing seems strange to me. If they can't be the same with me, you know it's lame to be something that you know is a lie. Focus for a nigga to try to be something that he ain't right before your eyes. Living his life in the fucking sky, follow the pack and wind up dead last. Go on, be a dummy with your scared ass. And in the future ain't nobody gonna listen to you. Why? Cause you do whatever please the crew is easy to. Kiss ass for your wealth or get cash for yourself. I think I go with the green. Cause asses I do not clean. As bad as the shit might seem, I gotta get right team. That consists of myself and I. And they never let a day go by without reality checks. Fuck my salary check, that ain't the reason why I want respect, but you ain't feeling the stress. I gotta keep a level head. Fuck what the devil said, I'm staying me. MJ fucking G, put your trust in me, trust in me.
I can't be nobody but me, and that's all I can be. I can't be who you want me to be, cause nigga, that ain't me. I can't be nobody but me, and that's all I can be. I can't be who you want me to be, cause nigga, that ain't me. I can't be nobody but me, and that's all I can be. I can't be who you want me to be, cause nigga, that ain't me. I can't be nobody but me, and that's all I can be. I can't be who you want me to be, cause nigga, that ain't me. 100 ways to die, and I don't survive 99. 99 lives lost, and one of them could have been mine. Blind with my eyes open, seeing what is killing me, feeling what is killing me, and wanting more constantly. Running from temptation, but I'm much too slow to get away. Game shooting niggas and bitches fucking with me every day.
The Trevor Jackson Podcast.
Hey, I want to thank the new subscribers for subscribing to the channel. I want to thank Dana with the Data. Go to her YouTube channel and subscribe to Dana with the Data's channel. She dope, man. She helping me out. She helped me grow the channel a little bit, man, doing her thing. And I appreciate it. She has some very educational topics on her show, man. Salute, Dana. But thank you to the new subscribers. But before I get up off this thing, man, I want to talk about a topic that is like detrimental to the culture of hip hop. And Jay Prince and the Offset thing, it's weird. I don't know how old Jay Prince is. I think he like in his late 50s or he might be even 60. Let me Google it while I'm on the show, though. Jay Prince age. He's 58, right? And Offset didn't never mention him in public or online or on Instagram, Twitter, none of that. He never mentioned him. He mentioned him first and made him respond. So as a 58-year-old man, hearing the things that he's saying about Offset is crazy.
This clown Offset suffering from being a fake mother disease. He want to play victim now, but he was a volunteer when he spoke threats about me and my family name in his mouth about what he gonna do. Why you didn't call me to talk is the twist he want to use. Tell lies in your woman. I don't have time to listen to weak shit. Now you want to fake in front of a camera, trying to hide behind Takeoff mother when I've shown nothing but respect for her and family. See, boy, you acting like you a part of a family that don't really fuck with you because you a snake. Now you don't know me from a can of paint. Let me see if I can refresh your memory. Remember we talked when you got your ass whooped in Atlanta? You forgot? Remember when you called up on me and I came to LA and met with you because you was nervous about your wife performing because she had them issues about using the word flute? You forgot? Remember when you and Sauce Walker was beefing and you wanted me to stamp that bullshit? You forgot that too? I can go on, but I think you remember now. See, this is the reason I say blood make you kin and loyalty make you family, because of motherfuckers like you that have stuck a knife in the back of the ones you call your brother. Explain. Since you're a real act, explain to the people the real reason why you weren't on that stage at the Grammys with Quavo, who you call your brother, for the tribute. You ain't man enough to do that because you what we call a tender dick nigga. Takeoff, Quavo, and the family wasn't fucking with you for a while before his passing, and still don't fuck with you because you a rattlesnake nigga. Quavo been letting you make it because he got a good heart. It's consequences when you fuck with me. I don't have no heart for no snake, and I give you what you ask for. And by the way, I don't think I'm no John Gotti. That ain't who I looked up to. It's no secret who my OG is. The flag you perpetrate with. Homie, you better go do what you do best. Write some rhymes and quit playing gangster. I don't want no trouble. Peace.
That man just said, you know who my OG is, Larry Hoover. That's the flag you perpetrate with, because Offset proclaims to be a GD. He spoke a lot of things in a highly disrespectful, calm demeanor. He talked about the time where he got beat up or allegedly ganged by Lil Baby and his crew. He spoke on his family. I'm glad that Quavo ain't speaking. He spoke on his wife. Then told him it's consequences, but I don't want no problem. Jay Prince, you too old for this behavior. Now, when the consequences come to your door, how are you going to handle them, nigga? Because we ain't seen you face no consequences, really. No RICOs or none of that old type of stuff, no conspiracy theories or none of that. You online talking about a young child, really? And he never even mentioned your name. You may have heard something that was said behind closed doors, or said that was somebody relayed some information to you, but it wasn't said in public. So you didn't have to say all of that in public. As a OG, that's not looking very OG-ish. That's looking like you need some attention and you need to save face. And it's looking like you're really trying to protect your son because he made a mistake. But I wish all those individuals well in that situation, man. Me personally, because I don't have no ill will towards none of them people, but it just don't look healthy to me coming from an OG. That's all I gotta say on that topic. But before I get out of here, I ain't gonna lead y'all out with no song or no outro or nothing like that. I'm gonna lead y'all out with some positive vibes from the book that I was talking about. And Martin Luther King Jr. stance on Black Power. I hope y'all been celebrating Black man and getting information and becoming more knowledgeable about Black History Month. But thank y'all for tuning in to the show. Peace, love, and abundance. And I'm out. Chill.
Mississippi Justice, he proclaimed, "What we need is Black power." Willie Ricks, the fiery orator of SNCC, leaped to the platform and shouted, "What do you want?" The crowd roared, "Black power." Again and again, Ricks cried, "What do you want?" And the response, "Black power," grew louder and louder until it had reached fever pitch. So Greenwood turned out to be the arena for the birth of the Black Power slogan in the Civil Rights Movement. The phrase had been used long before by Richard Wright and others, but never until that night had it been used as a slogan in the civil rights movement. For people who had been crushed so long by white power, and who had been taught that black was degrading, it had a ready appeal. Immediately, however, I had reservations about its use. I had the deep feeling that it was an unfortunate choice of words for a slogan. Moreover, I saw it bringing about division within the ranks of the marchers. For a day or two, there was fierce competition between those who were wedded to the Black Power slogan and those wedded to Freedom Now. Speakers on each side sought desperately to get the crowds to chant their slogan the loudest. Sensing this widening split in our ranks, I asked Stokely and Floyd to join me in a frank discussion of the problem. We met the next morning, along with members of each of our staffs, in a small Catholic parish house in Yazoo City. For 5 long hours, I pleaded with the group to abandon the Black Power slogan. It was my contention that a leader has to be concerned about the problem of semantics. Each word, I said, has a denotative meaning, its explicit and recognized sense, and a connotative meaning, its suggestive sense. While the concept of legitimate black power might be denotatively sound, the slogan Black Power carried the wrong connotations. I mentioned the implications of violence that the press had already attached to the phrase, and I went on to say that some of the rash statements on the part of a few marchers only reinforced this impression. Stokely replied by saying that the question of violence versus nonviolence was irrelevant. The real question was the need for black people to consolidate their political and economic resources to achieve power. Power, he said, is the only thing respected in this world, and we must get it at any cost. Then he looked me squarely in the eye and said, "Martin, you know as well as I do that practically every other ethnic group in America has done just this. The Jews, the Irish, and the Italians did it. Why can't we?" "That is just the point," I answered. "No one has ever heard the Jews publicly chant a slogan of Jewish power, but they have power. Through group unity, determination, and creative endeavor, they have gained it. The same thing is true of the Irish and Italians. Neither group has used a slogan of Irish or Italian power, but they have worked hard to achieve it.